Welcome to Bone of My Bone, Marriage of the Heart.
Yes.
We are your hosts. I am Katina Robinson.
And I'm Ronnie Robinson.
And let us tell you a little bit about Bone of My Bone, Marriage of the Heart, and where it comes from, which is Genesis chapter 2 and 24 and Matthew 5 and 21. And those are our foundational scriptures. So, if you have a moment, go ahead and look them up. But if not, we'll kind of paraphrase while we're going and basically tell them what Genesis 2 and 23 and 24 says, baby.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife. And that's what I love to do, is cleave into my wife. Cleave unto my wife.
All right. And those of you that's on either YouTube or Facebook, whether you're on the Bone of My Bone page or whether you're on our personal pages, go ahead and say something as you come on so we will know that you are there.
Say that. It's so much going on. So you got to have something to say right now, and that's okay with us. We're going to discuss it. We're going to do what we got to do to satisfy you, and you.
So hello, as you come on. Bless you.
Excuse me, everybody.
We are good, Bobby. How are you? So let's dive on into the topic of tonight. Hey. Hello, everyone. As you're coming on Instagram, as you're coming on TikTok, God bless you. And as you're coming on Facebook, all of our social media platforms, miss you too, Bobby. All the social media platforms, y'all, we're on all of them. So I'm trying to address everybody on all of them. Hello.
And I'm trying to stop from sneezing, but it's all good. Mr. Robinson's in the house representing the Robinsons.
Yes. And so let's dive on into tonight's topic, baby. Tonight's topic is your spouse your best friend?
Hey, baby, you my best friend.
Yes, I am.
You my best friend.
And you are mine.
Hey, and that's for real, y'all. That's sincere.
So, y'all, tonight we're talking about, is your spouse your best friend? And I feel like the Lord gave me this topic because, you guys, if you don't know, we are counselors. We're marriage counselors and coaches. And we talk to a lot of people. And plus we're pastors and ordained ministers. So we wear a lot of hats, you guys. And so we tend to talk to a lot of people, especially dealing with relationships, right? And so some of the things that we, discuss with couples and everything, a lot of times we find out that couples are not best friends.
Wow.
And I'm like, ooh, wow, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Because the thing of it is, I feel like within our marriage, baby, is that being friends is really what kind of put the glue to our marriage. And what I mean by that is we were really good friends before we even started dating. You okay? You need some water?
No, I'm good, baby.
We were really good friends before we even started dating, right? And so then when we became dating, I feel like it put a whole nother level of respect on your relationship when you are friends first, because as friends, you really kind of, if you're someone's friend, you got their best interest at heart. You look out, hey, Genesis, hey, Tyra, hey, Mom, Jessie 3. And so if you're best friends, like, you want what's best for your best friend. You don't want them to have seconds. You don't want them to be a second thought. You really put their needs, make them your priority. And so I feel like it's a lot of things we do when we are friends. And so when you are married to someone and you don't consider that your best friends, like, I know all women, you even if your spouse is your best friend, you probably have a girlfriend, that's a really good friend, or your best friend, but nobody should be closer to you. And this is what we've learned from marriage, what we've learned from counseling people, and all of that. So we're giving you this information based on all levels, you guys.
Yes.
Based on us being married, about to celebrate 20 years.
Woo-hoo.
Based on us
good.
being married, before we've both been married and divorced. Based on being marriage counselors, based on being pastors. So we're throwing all of that in there and giving you the experience. Thank you, Genesis. Based on those things. Hello, y'all on Facebook, YouTube. Go ahead and make a comment so we will know that you are there, because we see the numbers going up, but we can't see who's on. But based on all of those things, we really feel like that you should be best friends with your spouse, because it gives that marriage a top priority. And I feel like you have another level of respect for your spouse when it's your best friend. I feel like you have another degree of love that you develop over a time frame, because that's your best friend. And so I think, and on our, giving y'all guidance, I feel like your spouse should be your best friend. So y'all chime in on that on TikTok. Y'all give us some questions, give us some comments, give us some how you feel about that. Go ahead.
Well, being friends to you, baby, have been such an awesome experience, because because you are so smart. You're smart, and you're God-fearing lady, and you're an awesome wife and mother. It just truly have been a great experience being friends with you, because when I first met you, although we looked at each other and like, oh no, he ain't the one.
We didn't like each other, y'all.
Oh no, but
I'm sorry. The topic is your spouse your best friend? Yes. Is your spouse your best friend? That's the topic, Elizabeth.
And with my wife, she is my best friend. And like I was saying, when I first met her and we start getting to know each other and this and that, and the first lunch that I got to take her to, if you know the story, we became friends. We became friends, and that bond of respect was already set. The present was set that, okay, I respect you. I would not be saying all these crazy words in front of you. I mean, you start setting the bar. You start setting the bar for your best friend. And for her to be my best friend, I made sure that I sugarcoated it, because yes, my heart and my idea was to marry her, because I saw so much potential in my wife when I first met her, that yes, I had agenda. But that agenda had to be very well, I'm gonna say premeditated. That don't sound good maybe for this, but I wanted to make sure what I did was in order. Make sure that I had everything scheduled, everything really perfect, picture perfect. Because if I taking her on a picnic, I didn't let her know. I would go sit there, get that basket. I would go to Sam's and places to get the things that's necessary to put inside that picnic basket. And this just friends. So I'm setting the presence, that I'm setting the bar high, letting her know that yes, I may start out like this, but I'm gonna end up higher than what you see right now, to give you that confidence in me as a good friend. And so, this lady here, I can go anywhere in the world, and if I don't have her with me, I'm gonna be honest with you, it ain't a good place to be in the world. If I go somewhere with this lady in the world, yes, it's paradise on earth. It is paradise. So our friendship is very well bonded. And so let's go to another level. When I asked her to marry me after done falling in love with these cheeks and that smile and that attitude and everything.
Yeah, we were in each other's life 3 years before we got married. Just in case that question come up, I'm gonna answer it for you in advance. We were in each other's life 3 years. We were friends for like a year and a half, and then we quote unquote dated for about a year and a half before we got married. So
when I went to that next level, that next tier, Oh yeah, I set her up for that because I went from friend to another level of tier of beyond friends to, okay, you have my heart, you have my desire that there's no other woman on this planet I want. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. And so yeah, I set that up right. And
taking your time. That's good.
that's right.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. And
It ain't, if you know that's the one, there's no reason to hurry. Like, it's really not. Take your time, learn each other, get to know each other more. I think a lot of people mess up when they rush into it. That's when you have regrets more.
And also, and yeah, you're right, baby. You're so right about that. But the next thing is that, when you become friends and you take your time and go to that next tier of being engaged, you kind of make mistakes. You find out with my wife. Listen, y'all, with my wife, and she can tell you right now, I studied her. I made sure that I was in class in my mind, like in my heart and mind, that okay, I'm gonna see what she like.
I something the class, y'all. I something the class.
I want to know what she like. I want to know what makes her sad. I want to know everything that is going to being in her repertoire of being with me. I want to know, because if it's something I need to shine or get polish up to bring to her, I want to make sure I get that done. But the thing is, I had to find out. Go ahead, baby.
You all go ahead and share on all the platforms. If you don't mind, you guys, let everybody know that we're here. Go ahead and share on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube. Well, I don't know if you can share on YouTube, but on Facebook, go ahead and share if you don't mind. We would love that. We would love that for you guys to support us and support us by sharing us with you guys, family and followers and friends and stuff. And so they can join in on this conversation about, is your spouse your best friend? Go ahead, baby.
Yes. But like I was saying, when I got to that next tier of being engaged and everything, I want to know everything about my wife, to be, and to know that, if something that's going to make her sad or this and that, I want to make sure that those things don't come up. Because learning my wife and my best friend, y'all, I found out a lot of things this beautiful lady been through in life, and that it hurt my heart to do better, to make sure that everything that I knew about her and everything that she went through in life, that I have a answer for it. And I'm gonna tell y'all, love is the nucleus. It's the nucleus of loving someone. Love is the one that you can. It's the thing that you can throw all the avenues out on how to make them happy. It all starts with love, and that's one thing that I wanted to do with my wife as her best friend, and then going to the next year being engaged, is that to love her through all the scars she's been through, to lace those scars with sort of like a plastic surgery type of deal.
Yes. I ain't want no Band-Aid. No, I want the whole 9 yards that is healed from the inside out.
Yes. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This not bragging, this not boasting, nothing. This just facts. The love that I showed this lady, because of the things I knew that have happened in her life and through her life, that every scar that I ask God, when I lace it with love, that it just remove that scar and make it just like she look right now. And it did. It did. I'm telling you, this lady
continues to.
Yeah. So yes, my that second tier taking me to another level, from friendship to companionship at a stage. So now go ahead, baby. I'll talk about the third tier after you say what you got to say.
Okay, so everyone that's on, the question of tonight, the topic of tonight, and the question is, your spouse your best friend? And like I said, we're on all of our social media platforms. So we got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. All of those are going at the same time. So you guys comment so we will know you're there. And I'm trying to, TikTok moves kind of fast, so I'm trying to catch all the comments. But please She said,
So,
Elizabeth said, I pray for a love like that. And honey, God will give you the desires of your heart. So you keep praying. We're agreeing with you for that. And God will bless you with it.
I want to say something real quickly,
favorite
Elizabeth.
person, Chef Athea.
Yes.
Said,
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
That's our other
You
family.
keep cooking good, girl. But I want to say something about Elizabeth and her comment.
Patrick said, "Oh, we got to answer their comments too."
Hey, Patrick, how you
said,
doing?
"Oh, yes.
Hey, man, I thank you for keeping in touch with me on Messenger. I like that, brother. I love you for that.
What's going on, family? Miss
y'all.
We miss you too.
Listen here, I hadn't heard your voice in a while.
We miss you too. We
Mr.
hope to
Carlos.
see y'all. Everybody, while we're here at this point, our retreat, we moved it to February, so it's a week going into Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So everybody that hadn't signed up, you still got time.
Go to bombmarriage.org.
Yes. And so the question we're asking everyone is your spouse your best friend? I see yes on Chef Athea. I see I'm trying to, like I said, y'all, we on all these platforms. So y'all keep commenting, keep liking, keep asking questions, please, as we're talking.
But I wanted to make a comment on Elizabeth's saying praying for that love like that. With my wife and I, the way the world is right now, the way the world is trying to put shade on true love and the way people are about love, the thing that I want you to know, that this lady and I, we are fertile ground on marriages. We praying for them. We want people to meet people that is all about first of all their soul and their spirit, that they connect in the Lord and make that marriage and make their love, every bit of love that they share with each other, go through Jesus Christ and be a perfect way of doing things. So we pray that every person get on here, whether you single, we pray for you that the Lord will send that person to you and into your life, that y'all can bond and y'all know that it's for real. But one thing we do say, and I'm going to say this, once you go to that next tier of being engaged from friendship to engagement, get counseling.
Please.
Get counseling, everybody. Somebody got to do me some hearts or throw me some hands or do something on that, because that's an awesome nugget. Right now, you got to make great decisions on who you're going to spend your life with.
Yes.
Because you want to be able to raise kids with someone that's going to be bonded with each other, but it's going to raise them kids and stay together, and not let the kids split them up because of being favoritism to one of the kids. No, the parents need to stay together and stay strong, because it's too much going on with our children today. They growing up and having their own set of ways of doing things because of what we on right now. Yes, I'm gonna say it, because they learn so much without hearing it from their parents. They learn from the streets and they learn from the social media and media and now, y'all, we got to bring it back. We got to bring it back, y'all. Our families are being destroyed by Satan and all the spirits.
Elizabeth said, if it ain't kingdom, I don't want it.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is so true, Elizabeth, because that's what we tell people all the time when we're counseling, doing premarital counseling, or people that's already married and we're counseling them. If you're not doing kingdom together, if you're not living life in purpose, like that marriage is just existing. But God bring two people together to come together and to do life on purpose. Like he gives you a go, like before you meet your spouse, before God bring that man or woman of God into your life, you have a purpose, you have a calling on your life. So when y'all come together, it become kingdom together. It becomes purpose together. It's not about competition. It should never be about competition in a marriage, unless in y'all playing board games. Other than that, it shouldn't be about competition. It should be complementary. So they should complement you. They should complement you know what you got going on, what God has called you to do. You should complement them and what they got going on and what God called them to do. And together, y'all unstoppable. I'm telling you, it's so much we have went through in life. And if I did not have this man of God right here by my side, I don't think I would have been able to stand it. I don't feel like I would have been able to go through life the way I have without having my best friend, the man that's covering me, my king, you know, my everything. You know, he represent everything to me in my life. And so without him, us doing purpose, I really don't feel like we would be able to accomplish the things that we have accomplished. I don't really feel like we'd be able to enjoy life the way we do, you know, because we choose to stay positive. So no matter what life throws at us, we're going to focus on the positive. We're not going to let the negative overshadow the positive no matter what. I mean, the enemy wants that to happen, but you have to definitely fight back. Hello, everybody that's tuning in on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Hey, everybody.
And the statement tonight and the topic tonight is your spouse your best friend?
Yes.
And that's what we on tonight. And okay, now I'm gonna go to the third tier that I was talking about. I went to the first tier, we best friends, and then I went to the second tier, which means we engaged now. And one thing my wife and I did, we truly got a thorough counseling. We have to give kudos to our former pastor, James Bolden and Cynthia Bolden. They were very inspirational in our life, and they counsel us, and they counsel us thoroughly. And
with no patty cake kind of counseling.
No, all the marbles was on the table, and those marbles that is still on the table is carrying us today. My wife and I, we are so much alike with things we like to do. My wife used to love to hike in the Ozarks and all type of things. She was very sporty. She was pretty and sporty, but she had injuries. But that's we had to work around that, and so she still walked with me when she wanted to. But the thing is, we love so many things together. I mean, whatever she liked, I liked. Whatever I liked, she liked, and except football.
Other than the sports, that's the only thing. And even with that, like I will literally go to a live game to support. Y'all, I'm tell y'all how dedicated I am.
Come on, best friend.
Look, I ain't trying to toot my horn, but let me tell y'all how dedicated I am. So we had planned to go to a live game out of state one year, because I always told him I'm not going to sit down and watch sports on TV. That's not my thing. But I will go to a live game at least once a year.
This is the best friend here, y'all.
Yes. And so I had committed to going to a live game with him. A few weeks, probably about a month before that, I had broke my leg, like literally fractured the bone right below my knee, y'all. So I'm on crutches. Got a cast on my leg, but I was so committed to my husband that I made him that promise that I was going, and I went. So I'm going up the bleachers, trying to get to our seats.
You need to tell him what stadium you was into, because it was a huge stadium.
No, baby, that ain't that.
Okay.
Let me tell
I'm just
my
telling
story.
the work you have to do. Okay.
Let me finish my story. I was so dedicated. And so, you know, I gave my husband my word. I was going to keep it. So I went with a cast on my leg, a brace rather, on my leg, on crutches,
my love,
to go to a game. And so even though I don't like sports, that's what he loves. So why in the world would I not support that? Because that's the thing. Marriage is compromising. There's going to be some things you don't like that your spouse like, and there's going to be some things that they like that you don't like. Whatever, you got to compromise, and he's willing to do everything that I want to do. I got to be willing to do everything that he want to do. It's compromise. And you'll find that you'll end up enjoying it. Even though you didn't think you even would like it, you'll find out that you really enjoy it. But you have to be. Come over for TT. It keeps freezing. Come over from TikTok. It keep freezing on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, every time I kid y'all not. With TikTok, anytime you're on talking positive and talking about the word and things like that, TikTok messes up every time. I promise y'all. But long as you on there talking about some craziness and being ghetto aloud and just acting all out. TikTok don't do that. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But anyway, I
All
was
right, that
going with a
means
point.
TikTok, you need to straighten it out. You need to get your act together,
Hey,
TikTok.
Sheila.
But we're talking about, is your spouse your best friend, and this is our comfort zone. This is our comfort zone. Not saying that we're going to be settled, but it's comfort that we keep rolling and keep revolving our marriage and keep happiness going and keep positivity going and showing our kids, starting with, first of all, God showing that our marriage is real, and we thank Him for bringing my wife into my life and vice versa. I know she feel the same. Yes. But with the love that we share because of our beginning, our best friendship, is that our kids enjoy that. Our kids know that when they see us, they hear us, and when we're talking, yes, they grown, but they still understand to hear our voice and to glean from our voice, and
they still love hanging out. We still do vacations together. We still go on trips together. I mean, they enjoy our company because we're friends. They see us argue, have a disagreement. They see us love and flirt and all of that. Like, we are so transparent around our kids, and they grew up seeing that. And so now that's what they do. We only have one that's married right now. The other two are in relationships. Well, the other three are in relationships. But that's the kind of relationships that they're involved in. They love hanging out with their spouse.
I tell you what, our friendship, engagement, and marriage, from what they know, whatever decision they make, it's on them, because we have set the presence. We have set the bar on what they should look for and what they should have in their lives. It's on them, and we give them the choice, because as friendship, my wife and I, we wanted to hear each other's voice. But then we thought of the idea, when we want to sit down and have a family time, we want that idea to come over to them. So we gave them the voice to speak around the table. So they know, y'all. I'm telling you, our children know that the decisions they make is on them, because we set the presence, and our friendship is we have to use it sometime now. I know we've been going into our 20th, but we have to kind of revolve back around to our friendship to know that right now we're raising a 3-year-old. And my wife is dealing with a lot of dealing with him along 8 hours a day, because I'm working and she's here with him, and he's growing. He's into everything and doing this and that. I have to revert back to friendship, baby. When I get home, I got to take him. Run him off.
Okay, Kim, I appreciate you supporting us. She said she's at work and she'll have to listen to you later.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Catch the replay.
Yes, and so I have to come home and be a friend sometime, not just come in and want my wife to do this, want my wife. No, I come in and be a friend. Like, babe, I know you've been dealing with him all day long, 8 hours. And sometimes if I get home late, it's 8.5 hours. And I know she's exhausted. So I have to come in and be a friend, and not just come in and be a husband sometimes. And so it's easy for me to do that, and easy for us to recognize I need you as a friendship right now. I don't need you as a husband. I know what you are and this and that, but right now I need you as a friend to take him and have fun somewhere else where I can go and get some downtime. And that's friendship, y'all.
Yes. And another thing about being friends that I feel like is a huge plus, a huge bonus, is that there's nothing that we can't talk about. Like, nothing is off limits. If something good happens, in my life, my husband is the first one I call. If something's negative happened, he's the first one I call. When I say we are so intertwined as friends, that even he can call me and he can just detect in my voice something is going on, good, bad, or negative,
good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah. And so, but being each other's friend, best friend, not just when it comes to your spouse shouldn't be just a friend. They should literally be your best friend. Your best friend is the one you look to for answers. Your best friend is the one you look to pray with you and just talk you through some things. Because sometimes, I'll be in my little feelings about something, and my husband will listen at me. He'll let me talk all the way through it, and then he'll be like, "Baby, I hear what you're saying, but let me get you to look at it from this perspective." And so he reels me back. And same thing with him. Sometimes he'll be talking about something, I'll be like, babe, and we have keywords. So another thing that we teach
explain it to
everyone we counsel, everyone that we have conversations with about relationship, every married couple should have keywords. And what I mean by keywords, so when it's something I need to talk to him about, and I don't want him to get in his emotions, I don't want to get his guard up or his defense up, because a lot of times what I know is say if you say these words to your spouse, especially females, if we say, baby, we need to talk, automatically that husband mind go, vice versa, the wife, that mind goes to, oh Lord, what undone now, or what she upset about now. It automatically goes to a negative place. But if you have keywords that you say to each other, and ours is, baby, hear me from the spirit. When I say that to my husband,
y'all can use that now. That's ours. So
when I say that to my husband, he know I need you to put your defense down. I need you to put your phone down. I need your undivided attention, and I need you to listen close to the details of what I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. So that's like our words that gives. I'm still in there. Go ahead. Y'all can use it too.
You're gonna be blessed.
Yes, but I'm telling you, we learned that probably in like third or fourth year of our marriage, and it changed the trajectory of our marriage, because then
overwhelmingly,
then when you approach your spouse, they know when you use those words that, okay, my baby really needs my attention. She really needs me to love on her and not be judgmental, not be your fence up. I mean, it changed all of that,
and not cut her off.
Yeah, that's a big thing we have to work on. If you ever watch us on the live, you realize that you have to work on not cutting each other off. In marriage, what you have to do is you have to learn to not get frustrated at your spouse when so you have to learn to not to listen just to answer.
Right.
You need to listen to be able to literally go back and say what your spouse just said to you. So whatever sentence, like for instance, babe, I don't really feel like cooking tonight because I'm tired, undone this, undone that, and I really just don't feel like cooking tonight. So I don't need him to come back and say, baby, what you cooking tonight? That let me know right off the bat he wasn't listening, because I just said, baby, I'm not cooking tonight because I don't feel like it, or I don't want to, or I got a taste for something else, or whatever the fact of the matter is. You need to always, when it comes to listening to your spouse, use those keywords so that way you get their undivided attention. They put everything else aside. They even put their emotions and their feelings aside to listen at you, to hear exactly where your heart is. Because one of the other things we teach in counseling is your spouse should have your heart. If your spouse don't have your whole heart, there's a problem. And that's easier said than done, you guys. I will admit, when we first got married, my husband did not have my whole heart. He was loving me hard and giving me all he could, but I was so hesitant because of things that had happened in my past, me being married before, and just the traumatic childhood that I had. I was not able to just willingly give him my whole heart at first. But, he won it over real quickly, but he didn't have it at first. And so when your spouse don't have your whole heart, there's a problem. You're not giving them all of you, and that's unfair to them.
You always say 100. You got to come in a relationship with 100.
A marriage.
Both sides got to come with 100. It ain't 50-50. 50-50 is not all of it. So that means you got some you had and this and that.
I think couples should go to counseling before marriage. We should talk about we're marriage counselors, and then we were talking about that earlier. I don't think you were on yet, Tony, but yes, we are marriage counselors and we are marriage coaches. And what I mean by that is sometimes both parties are not willing to do the counseling. And so if it's just a woman that wants the counseling and the man is not would not agree to do it, then I personally, take her on, vice versa. And so, yes, nobody should get married. Nobody should get married without getting counseling.
And especially at this time, guys and ladies, at this time in life, so God is revealing so much right before your eyes now, to tell you, take your time. Make sure that you get it right the first time now. And you have that option to get it right and not just choose somebody because of their looks and their accolades and their carnality and everything they done achieved and everything they have in their life. A lot of folks is falling for that carnality mentality. But you got to go deep. You got to go deep. And that started like she just, the statement she said, who that? No, that was Tony. Was it Tony said that about counseling? You got to get it. You got to get it, y'all. It's a guarantee. If you don't get it, you're gonna run into issues that you did not know about your spouse until it's too late.
Well, I wouldn't say it's too late. You don't need counseling later. Right. Okay. Whereas if you get pre-counseling, I'm telling you, you work out a lot of things. There's times we've done pre-counseling and people decide that I should marry that person. And then there's times, we pre-married them and then we end up marrying them because, we're ordained ministers too. So we do pre-counseling and we marry people if God lead us. But everyone should seek God. They should seek God for their spouse. Do not choose a spouse based on what you want. I'm telling you, I cannot stress this enough. Do not choose a spouse on what you want. Let God show you your spouse. Bring your spouse to you. It will be what you need. Because what you want, you may be looking at the looks. You may be looking at the body figure. You may be looking at the degrees. You may be looking at all of those things. And God, I'm going to give you a prime example. We transparent, y'all. We always transparent on here.
Good night, Genesis 89.
Yes. So when I first met my husband, like I said, we were just friends, and this was before we got serious about each other. There was two things I could have easily said, he ain't for me. Even though God was sending him to me, it's two things could have easily deterred me and said, nah. One was he was not where I was spiritually. I was way farther along spiritually than he was. And what I mean by that, I had been walking with a real relationship with God, not compromising and all of that. And I knew the word. I knew the Bible really well. Two, at the time, I made more money than he did. Those were two things that the enemy would try to bring in my head and say, you don't want to marry him. He ain't where you need him to be. Now, this the devil, not God, talking about what he know about the word. And then also far as making money, that's something I could have easily said, no, I make more money than him right now. So no, but no, God told me that he may not be where you think he ought to be right now, but this is your husband, and you're going to see if you do what I told you to do, daughter, you're going to see what I have in store for you.
And vice versa. I could have taken that and you make more money than me. Well, who you think you are, and taking that all negative, y'all. But you know what? When that right one, when you do things through Christ and let him see and order your steps on things, I saw so much potential in my wife. I'm like,
exactly. You can work together. Everyone believes in Ruth and Boaz, but it can develop into that later. Because if God brings you to that part, like I was saying earlier, when God brings your spouse to you, it's exactly what you need. I thought I needed a man to be farther along spiritual. I thought I needed somebody that made more money, but God knew that my husband was going to use the love that he had to heal my scars, to heal everything that I had been through. So God knew what I need. I was looking at what I maybe want, but I was never materialistic. So that really didn't matter. But it was just something that the enemy would try to play on my head and be like, you don't want to marry nobody that don't make, what you make, or you don't want to marry nobody that's not where you are and all of that. But that didn't, when I knew God said that was my husband, the enemy couldn't say nothing else to me. That was in the story, point blank.
And that's why that's one reason, baby, that I think I know God did it that way, is because you had to see the love that I had to share as a friend first. As a friend, y'all. I mean, I'm telling you, that friendship stage of my wife and I, that the relationship we have right today, is because our friendship was so much fun, getting to know each other and getting to know that I can give her opportunity to show her love, because she was telling me things that she had been through. So I said, okay, this is an opportunity for me to show her even deeper love. And I can give you an example.
Y'all single friends or bitter friends and family will advise you. Yep, you let them.
Well, that's
you got to keep folks out your business.
That's nothing. Let me finish this statement. We'll get on that for a second here, but let me finish this testimony about our friendship. The things I knew about my wife, she said something that really brought me to tears as a friend. We were friends at the time, y'all. We were sitting in my little S10 custom creation truck.
You ain't gotta talk about all that detail.
but anyway, and she looked over at me at friends and she said, what if I died of cancer? I mean, had cancer and I hadn't died yet, but I had cancer.
I said, how would you respond to me?
Yeah.
If we were together and I got cancer.
And this is just friends, y'all. That broke me down in that truck. Like, I even at that point, and she wasn't loving me.
And now y'all B.O.M.B marriage. Yes, we are.
Yes, and but see, she wasn't loving me at the level I was up here. No. She was still trying to ease up. And,
we didn't even like each other at first, y'all.
Right. So that statement broke me down in the truck. Like, wow. At that time, I couldn't even do without her. I mean, at that point, I was just friends. To hear a statement like that and then have to imagine her having that. All I could think is, I got to be here for her. I got to be here for her. And it broke me down. That's just how good of friends or well-off friends we were with our relationship. And so when I take it to the next level, when I say, will you marry me? I mean, it was an awesome time, because we knew what we had came from. To even build up to that love, build us to that platform to where I can ask you to marry me. I'm telling you, it was a solid rock.
Yes,
solid rock.
It was a solid rock, but there was still emotions just running rapid. You know, we believe in keeping it real. Even going down before we went down the aisle, before the day of our wedding, I still told my husband, I was like, baby, are you sure you want to marry? Are you sure you want to marry me? I come with a lot of baggage. I'm not referring to my kids, but I had 3 kids, and I had went through a traumatic childhood, and I had been married before and ended up almost losing my life at the hand of my ex-husband. So when I said I came with a lot of baggage, it was a lot.
But I already knew that, though. Y'all
I believe the man, if he's aware, should be the driving force of the marriage, regardless. I believe the man, if he's okay, he gives the man the ability to shape the home. So it's a lot on the man to make it work.
That is real. Those are real statements. Who's saying that?
Tony.
Yeah, that's the real deal. And like my wife said, everything she been through, because of the beginning and the friendship we had and everything I already knew. And she still, like she say, still had that little gap of, do you really want this?
Still had that reservation.
But I already knew the love that God had given me and what I can share in life. And I tell my wife all the time, I don't care what I achieve in life. I know one thing Jesus Christ gave that man right there, Ronnie Robinson, is a heart to love. And that is the thing that I know that my wife saw in me. The greatest thing. She didn't have to see anything else in me, but she saw the greatest thing in me is love. So
as men have to deal with our wives like Christ deals with our craziness. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, because of the love that God allowed my husband to have, he has a gift of love, y'all. I promise you. I've never seen someone that can love someone the way he does. My husband don't see color. He don't see I mean, you can be a bum, you can be well dressed, whatever it is. He never meets a stranger. And those things taught me, because coming when we first got married, I was standoffish. I wasn't a people, like, I'm a people person, but I'm sitting back and discerning and watching and all of that first. He's a people person that'll talk to you right off the bat. And so those things I learned from him by watching him. Like, a bomb could come off the street and he would love on him the same way somebody well dressed and look like they got it going on. He's that type. And so because of him, I learned so much from him, and the love he had to offer helped me grow into knowing how to love, because I really didn't even know how to receive love the way I should have, because of my past. But my husband taught me that.
I want to say this. I want to address that for a second, baby. I'm going to tell you something. This world is mine. This world is mine. I guess that's a Luther. That's Luther. Well, the bottom line is, why would I put a cap on me? And this is the only world. Matter of fact, I heard a fact today that the world is out of so many million miles in all direction of the earth. Earth is the only one got life on it. So why would I put a cap on getting to know someone, or getting to say hi, or getting to share love? Because listen, y'all, we're here because of love. That's the bottom line. It ain't nothing else. Ain't no machine. Ain't nothing else put us here. Because of God, love is the most important ingredient in our body. And I get to share that around the world. I'm not going to just put a cap here where I'm at now and there and this and no. If I want to go somewhere, I want to meet people, because I have an opportunity to share what God is doing through me. And that's the bottom line, y'all. It's about your soul and the love that we have to share. And that can go anywhere in the world. But my wife get that isolated love.
Yes. I do. And so let me go ahead and talk about, just for a few minutes, our marriage, the services that we offer, and then our upcoming marriage retreat. So any one of you guys, I know on TikTok, we got all of these new followers, people that don't know us. A lot of people on Facebook probably does. As a man, romance wasn't my forte, but I realized wives need that. Oh yeah. And my husband, he's good at that. He's good at romance and being spontaneous and just knowing me. I mean, this man know me really well. But so we have in February, the dates are February the 10th through the 12th. We'll be having our second retreat. It will be held in Georgia. It's called Pine Mountain, Georgia, at a resort called Callaway's Garden. And so if you want any more information about the retreat, go to www.bombmarriage.org, and you can find out all information on there. You can send us a request to ask any questions that you have about it. But we look forward to that retreat every year. It is so much fun, you guys. You learn so much, and I promise you, the only requirement, you got to be married. Now, you can't come to the retreat if you're not married. Right. Man and woman married. Yes. Man and woman married. Okay. And then we do have events throughout the year. We have date night events that we have conferences and things like that. And some of those are open to everyone, depending on what it is. But you cannot come to the retreat unless you are a married couple. Okay. And if you want any more information about us or about the retreat, or have any questions about anything that we do, counseling, coaching, all of the services that we have, go to www.bombmarriage.org.
And I do want to say, if you want to seed into B.O.M.B marriage, or a bone of my bone, you can do so. My wife is going to put on the screen all the ways you can seed into this ministry. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell there's two things I'm going to say. We pray over the seeds that you get 2,000 folds back. Whatever you see, we pray that. And then the second thing I want to say is, if you don't give it sincerely, listen to y'all. Let me look at all.
A cheerful heart.
A cheerful heart. If you don't, but I'm gonna say sincere. I want to say it sincere. Okay. If you give give it sincerely. If you're not going to give sincerely, you can keep it, because we want the love to give. Well, we can plant that seed, that pray over that seed, that you seed in us, that it can grow 2,000 folds. So if you don't give sincerely, just keep it. If you're going to give sincerely, give it from your heart. And I guarantee you, you will get a return.
Yes.
No matter what it is now.
And honey, don't ever think anyone that's watching us, don't ever think it's about money. It is not about money, but I know it is a blessing to allow people to seed into you. So we allow people to seed into the ministry, because trust me, it is definitely going to be used toward the ministry, because we're always doing stuff for couples. We counsel couples, and then we seed back into couples. We do whatever God leads us to do, and we have events all throughout the year. Especially coming up next year. Our next year is going to be really big for a lot of events. And so
just give a list of them, baby.
We're doing a women's conference, a men's conference, a marriage conference, and of course our marriage retreat, and then possibly a singles conference. We're still praying about that one.
Yeah.
So, but that's what God is calling us. He's calling us to family. That's so
we got to, y'all. We got to get back to the basis of it. We got to get back to planting that tree and having that tree to grow together, and the kids. And we got to, y'all. We are losing young people. And I do want to say this. My wife always, she said I get too deep, but I want to say today I heard some things of this incident in Memphis, and this fella got on TikTok, lost his daughter. And I mean, it broke me down today, because he was pleading and begging for people to get back to loving each other and quit having the anger. But I said that to say this, y'all, and I pray for that family. It's about family, y'all. It's about getting our families back together. Marriages, people getting together, loving each other, getting married, and knowing how to raise their kids. It's got this stronghold got to be broken, y'all. It's got to be broken. It's got to be broken.
It does. It does. So we just we do what God called us to do. Whether it makes sense to anyone, whether it's whether someone want to critique or say that we should be doing it this way or that way. No, we're in a time and a season where we're doing God's will or not at all. Yeah. And that's where everybody's mindset needs to be, y'all. It's about God and doing his will for his people. Because if we're not serving him with the fullest, we're not to the fullest, we're not serving him cheerfully, we're just not being about God's business. And so many people have gotten away from that. They're stuck on monies or stuck on likes and stuck on comments and numbers. And no, it's not about that. Like, we can get on here and it could be one on each platform. We still gonna talk the way we're talking yes. and preach, or whatever you want to call it, the way we do. Whether it's one or it's 1,000, it starts with the men, though, right? Yes, definitely. My husband is definitely a leader of the house. He's definitely a true man of God, and he loves me the way God tells him to in the Bible. The Bible tells the husband to, and that's another thing that we have to know in marriage. The Bible specifically tells a husband to love his wife as Christ loved the church. There's nowhere in the Bible you're going to find that God is telling the wife to love her husband. The Bible says for the wife to reference. That means respect. That means give him his accolades. That means give him, words all the time. Like, that's what men. So you have to know how women receive love and how men receive love. I can do the things that my husband do for me, and he won't receive it in the way that I do, because the way he show love is what I need as a woman. The way he gets love from me is when I love him, when I respect him, when I honor him. And that's what love to him is from me, is giving him that respect, giving him that reference, giving him words of affirmation, just telling him how amazing he is, and always tooting his horn for him. That's the way men receive love from women. And so we believe in the word of God, all of it, from the Old Testament to the New. I know a lot of people say that's Old Testament, it ain't in this time. We live it all. We stand on what God say in the whole Bible. And it's not just the Bible, you guys.
And it ain't just religion either.
It's not religion. That's what I was going to clarify. It's not just the Bible. It's the revelation that God gives us individually by using the Bible. So God can give you a revelation and you didn't even realize that scripture was in the Bible. Prime example, I use this as a kid. I used to always hear adults say, you reap what you sow. I never knew that there was something biblical. I thought that was just something, people said. When I found out it was biblical, I was like, oh, okay. So this is biblical. So many things we have heard said, a lot of people think they are biblical and they're not. And some things that are said are biblical and you never knew it was biblical. You just thought it was a saying. And so we have to know the word of God in order for God to even give us more revelation, because sometimes he'll direct you to a scripture that you don't even realize is in there. But because you have a relationship with the Bible, because you have a relationship with God, you understand it and you're obedient and go look or read up or whatever it is he's directing you to. Then it gives you a whole revelation. It gives you a comfort. It gives you a joy. It gives you an answer. It gives you a lot of things. So yes, the Bible is a blueprint. But you want that relationship and that revelation from God to help you implement that blueprint to existence even more.
And I'm going to tell you this, like my wife said, it's the blueprint. But since you're alive, God has got so much more to share with you.
Yes.
And that's what you pray for.
Yes.
The Bible is just to feed your spirit and feed your soul and to get it ready for something new that he want to say to you. But you got to pray for those things. You got to want the new things from God. He got millions and millions of things that haven't even touched this world, because he know all the mysteries. Yes. But he can share them with you. But you got to want them, and you got to be in line, and you got to have your heart posture right to receive those things. And I love loving my wife because she showed me everything that I need out of a woman: the respect, the beauty, the chasing of Christ more than she chased me. I mean, those things are it is the gasoline of our love. Because when I come home and see her pretty face, and she's been here taking care of our 3-year-old grandson, hey, I love it. I love that smile. I love everything about my lady. So that's why I don't need another one. That's why this is the only one in this world.
Yes, and pastoring, I'm not the first lady.
No.
I am the co-pastor, the other pastor, however you want to word it. I will never be a first lady because there's only one of me and will only be one of me. So Amen. First lady word, we don't roll like that. So no. Yeah, so whenever y'all meet us as pastors, or
y'all come to the retreat,
whatever, don't say First Lady Katina, because I'm gonna correct you real quick. I ain't nobody First Lady. Ain't nobody First Lady.
So y'all, listen, come to the retreat. We need y'all to fill it out, book, get everything you need to done, get it in place. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. And nothing is going to stop it, because I've already ordained us to do it, and we already know it. So y'all get on board. I tell my wife, and we mentioned this last week, we want God to send us thousands of couples possibly to counsel, to get married, to save your marriage. The singles, send us singles that wants to get counseling on, get nuggets on, what to look for when they do get out there. So just
Tony said, I believe in working things out, and so many people just think it's just a piece of paper. Sometimes divorce will occur in certain circumstances, but that shouldn't be the first resort, right? Yes, you're exactly right. You should work it out, and especially if God ordained you to, if you know that God said that that's your spouse, life gonna happen, challenges gonna happen. If you need to work it out. If you know, now see, that's the difference too, that we're totally honest when it comes to our counseling. When we first started counseling somebody, we always ask the question, when you got married, did God tell you that was your spouse? And right off the bat, depending on how they answer, that's how we proceed. If they say, No, that's just somebody I chose. We know that God didn't tell us that was the person. But if they say God did, okay, we can work through this. But what you got to realize is you cannot make something work that wasn't ordained by God. You can try it all day long. I don't care how you put it together, pat it, cake it, however you want to do it. How you try to make that cake, it ain't gonna happen. If God did not ordain the marriage, you can't expect even us as counselors to come along and say, okay, we can help you work through it, and you can consider, staying with that person and just existing. But if that God said that's your spouse, it ain't no, yeah, we're gonna work through it. It ain't no if and a but then. Even there's some cases that one spouse can turn away from God. Now then you dealing with a whole nother scenario, but it can be done. Prayer changes things. One of my things I say all the time is that a lot of people say, well, I'm just going to pray about it. No, we're not just going to pray about it. Prayer is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we talking about we just going to pray about it like prayer is the last resort?
It sounds like you're putting a cap on it when you say it that way.
Yes, prayer is the first resort, and it should be. But anyway, our time is about up on here, so we're going to mosey on up off of here. So if you're just not tuning in, go catch the replay.
Yes, share the video.
Yes, share the video on all the platforms. We were talking tonight about, is your spouse your best friend? And we dropped a lot of nuggets and gems and all of that. So go back and catch the replay. We love each and every one of you guys, and keep up the great work. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, and you want to? We got guests next week.
Oh yeah, next week we'll have a guest and we do bring guests on. We're starting back to bring guests on, so we will have a guest next week. So follow
y'all tune in. It's going to be great because
don't do that. Don't put none of it out there. Wait for me to make the announcements, y'all.
Yes,
Wait for us to put it out there.
Awesome guest.
But yes, we will have a guest next week. So y'all tune in and show us some love. Show our guests some love. Good night. Good night. We love you all. You have been tuned into Bone of My Bone, Marriage of the Heart.
Good
night. Love you guys.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.